You guys know I love to talk about products that I love. Well, here is one, Deep Red Cling Stamps. Now, these are made in the USA. It's a women run and owned company. You just saw me with wet wipes. I actually use like baby wipes to clean them. And I continue to use the same one over and over again and put it back until it's just had enough. I think it's the easiest way to clean them. They come with a nice direction card on what to do. What you're seeing me do is actually trim the stamps. Now, you can decide to trim them or not trim them. It's up to you. However, I do show when I do the crow that if you don't trim them, sometimes those corners, especially if you tend to push stamps too hard into the ink, you can get the corners and other parts. This feather, by the way, blew my mind. And it's actually a stamp just called Feather. But look at the highlights. Just like when we tangle, the highlights on the top of the feather. It's unbelievable. Now, for those of you who love to journal or send note cards or cards, this rose journal notes, I didn't stamp it, but I did cut it, would be amazing for any of those things. I actually got this water splash, not for water, but I'm currently working on a vampire goth journal, and so I'm going to use it for blood. So I did stamp it. Look at the detail on that. And then imagine it as water if you're doing, a nice greeting card with water. Now, this one here is called Quoth the Raven. And I cut these into 3 sections. I rarely keep cling stamps together because I may not want to use all of the parts at one time. And so what I do is cut them apart. Now you can see at the bottom of this little foot, I need to cut some more of the stamp off, which I did. And that's the reason why we trim them. This one here is called Moonlit Forest. It is my favorite of all the stamps I used. Feathers remind me of my mom. This reminds me of where I'd like to live, which is Oregon. And I did it in green, but I can very much see this in like some browns and grays. This is my favorite stamp by them. Then I did this amazing Halloween dress form is what it's called. This was a close runner-up for me because Halloween's my favorite. Now, if any of you are interested in this and don't want to watch this whole thing, look at how cute this is. If you go to the link in my bio, so if you click the round circle outside the lines, and then underneath my bio, you see my P.O. box, and then you will see a link tree. If you click the link tree and go to Deep Red, go ahead and shop away, and then use the code LINZ at checkout for 10% off. This one is called Little Witch. I would use this on a card as a cute little postcard. It's great ephemera for any of your journals. Love it. Now, I also have, this is white birch. I don't think it's in my final video because I think it was still drying from using it. Beautiful. This also in many different colors would be amazing on a card. And remember, you can also watercolor these and charcoal them, colored pencil. This one blew my mind. It's called Elm Leaves. And do you see how it's shaded just like we shade when we tangle? And I used 2 different inks on that. I used orange on the bottom and red on the top. This one is actually Autumn Leaf, and I embossed it. I wasn't a huge fan of the embossing product, but that's okay. There's many out there. The next one was Spruce Tree, followed by Fall Leaves. This is, again, another example of how detailed they are. And then this one is Maine Hayfield. And I'm just going through a bunch of these because people always say, oh, what was this called? What was this called? So I'm just going to go through the ones that I did either trim or cut. This is Vintage Merry Christmas. Again, I used 2 inks. I did green on the bottom, but this tea set, it's just called tea set. I will do so much with this. The detail, I just can't tell you enough about the detail. So when you get these, you can see me cutting them. And it gives you directions. You should cut them at an angle, not try to curve them. And the reason you want to cut them in straight lines is so that you don't tear the actual tangle. I use Ranger inks. They're my favorite inks. Look at the detail in this piano, and this background is one of my favorites as well. The piano is called Baby Grand Piano, and the background is called Damask Background. So here they are. Again, go to the link in my bio, the link tree under my P.O. box, under my profile, go to Deep Red, and when you check out, put in the code LINZ at checkout and get 10% off. I only go through products like this that I am deeply in love with. Moonlit Forest, I just showed, is my favorite. But when I get them, I trim them, I take the sticker off the back, I put them on this reusable plastic card that it comes with, which you just put it on the back of these beautiful pictures that show what the stamp is, and I put them right back in the bag so that they don't, the little Ziploc bag they come with, so they don't get dusty or ruined. So check it out. Deep Red, I'm in love. Love, love, love.